How I made this axe out of scrap metal I found in the garage. I wanted to make an axe because I've seen the axes other people make and they're doing it all wrong. Rebar is soft steel, and the first time they used an axe like this, it would bend. And I just finished up a big upgrade to my induction heater, and I thought making a real axe from rebar would be a good test. Now, induction heaters are basically the biggest thing that's happened to blacksmithing since the hammer was invented. Why don't more blacksmiths use induction heaters? Are they stupid? But like I said before, even though this axe is a lot sturdier, the steel is still pretty soft and weak, so I had to cut up a bunch of bandsaw blades and weld them to the head of the axe. These are made from an alloy that's designed to cut through steel, so now this axe is super strong. I finished up the axe head, hit it with a quick polish. Now it's almost ready, but I still need to make a handle for it, and I'm going to tell you the secret technique I used to make this grippy handle for this knife. Nobody's ever done this before, so pay attention. The handle is made from adding steel BBs to molten copper, but it's not as easy as it sounds. My induction heater is powerful enough to melt copper and steel, so I have to be really careful with the heat, but on my first attempt, everything melted together and it was completely ruined. But I'm not giving up, so I bought a new $30 graphite crucible, and I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to be using silicon bronze wire, and this has a lower melting point than copper. Now I don't have to turn the induction heater up as high and risk melting the steel. And the plan is to completely melt all of the copper and then pour the steel ball bearings in. Waiting for everything to cool down was basically torture. I had to wait 20 minutes for the metal to solidify and harden enough before I could crack open the crucible. But the result was perfect!
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Now comes the hard work of shaping this into an axe handle. The results look pretty good so far, but that was taking a long time, so I ended up using an air hammer to chip away these sections. This was a lot faster, but it kind of damaged the handle and I thought it was ruined, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that I spent 8 hours grinding out the imperfections and sculpting it into the final shape. It's surprisingly hard to grind copper because it's actually so soft it just kind of smears instead of slices. Anyway, it looks great, but now there's still one more step. In order to get a pattern like this where the balls are sticking out, I'm going to be using nitric acid to dissolve the copper. Nitric acid is an extremely angry acid. It reacts with almost everything, including you and even safety gloves, so there's really no winning a battle with it. The one thing it won't react with though is stainless steel. So I let the handle marinate in the vile stew for a few minutes and you can already see the difference. I wanted the balls to be a little grippier though, so I let it sit for about an hour. I could tell by the copious amounts of toxic gas being emitted that the handle was done. Even though there's a few imperfections, I am so happy with how this handle turned out. Overall, I love this axe. It's got a really cool, unique, organic, and natural pattern. I hope you liked it too. And that's